Hi everyone, it's Baz, and today I'd like to do a talk on Super Nintendo's sprite VRAM tables corner cases. So what am I talking about? Well, you have a sprite table, as you might know. It can hold, I believe, 256 different sprites, or is it 128? I don't even care. I'm not going to verify that. You figure that out. But you can specify the starting tile number of a sprite, and you have different sizes like 8 by 8, 16 by 16, 32 by 32, and others. Now, these corner cases that I'm going to be talking about refer to sizes greater than 8 by 8. And there's two different types of corner cases. There's what I call the horizontal corner case, or the horizontal case, and the vertical rule. So just horizontal and vertical. So first I'm going to do an example of the special rule for horizontal. So there are, in VRAM, there are two sprite tables. Each have 256 tiles each. So I'm going to draw one of them. And the way this is organized in VRAM, when you have tiles that are greater than 8 by 8, like a 16 by 16, the tiles are actually organized graphically such that there are rows of 16, and that's 10 in hex. So you can learn about this in a document. I really just want to do the corner case. So, but I will do a quick little demonstration. If I were to have a 16 by 16 tile at this position, which is 0, tile 0, my 16 by 16 tile will go tile 0, tile 1, tile 10, tile 11 in hex. But if I have my starting tile as the very last tile of the row, and this is a 16 by 16 tile, this is what would happen. I would have my starting tile right here, and then to go to the right, I would actually go to the beginning of the same row. Then I would move down, and then I would do the same thing on the beginning of that row, and then I would have my 16 by 16 tile. So this would be, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. This is what I call the horizontal case, because it bridges the horizontal gap here. What the vertical case is when you have, I'm going to even do it with the horizontal case as well, but I'm going to need to make a new window. Remember how I was telling you how we have two sprite tables? I want you to know that I'm going to show you this vertical condition. I want you to know that the vertical condition, what's the word I'm looking for? It wraps to the beginning of the same table it belongs to. It doesn't translate into the next table or the other table. So these are two different examples. This is just another table where I decided to have a sprite at the very end of the table. So this would be row F0, and all of the F0 to FF. This is tile FF. Say this is my starting tile. I'm trying to do an asterisk, but this is my starting tile. So we'll fill that in. Next, this is another 16 by 16 tile. Then we're going to fill that one in, just like we did with the horizontal rule. Now what happens in this case is now we're going to jump to the very beginning of our table in the same column as the original. And we're going to grab that one, and then we're going to do another horizontal case again. So those are the two different rules, and to really just isolate that vertical rule, because I didn't really isolate it, let me do another example here where we just use the last row again, but we're going to use these two. It's just going to use this one, and then it's going to use this one, and then it's going to jump up, use this one, and use this one. So that's top left, top right, and bottom left, bottom right. So those are the caveats. Yeah, I just really wanted to get them down. Now, the only other thing I want to do before I get out is I made an example program. I actually implemented a feature today in SNES Classic that we are going to utilize. So I made this little program, and if we go into the debugger and I implemented sprite viewing capabilities today in color, and even with zoom. So very happy about this. But we're going to use it today to check this out. So the first 32, these are 32 by 32 tiles. The first one is just a regular tile starting at 0, 0. So I'm going to cover all of these examples in a new document, just so I can really make sure it's being hammered home. So in that normal case, I'm going to use this as if it was the sprite table. We just have a 32 by 32 tile, so that's 8, 16, 24, 32, and that's going to repeat. I'm not trying to be like, yeah, but this would be your 32 by 32 tile. And, you know, it goes like this. And yada yada. I mean, there's no real order in how these get obtained. I'm just kind of, that's how I like to visualize it. So, great. That's great. So, is there a way I can just clear the image? I really just want to clear it. You know what I'll do? I'll make a new layer. Yay for layers. Alright, so that was the first sprite. The next one, it's a, what is this? Oh, it was one of those horizontal special cases. So I don't mind doing it. I'm going to take the time. So it started at 8F. See, in our case, 8F, 9F, AF, BF. It's in the range of the window, so we don't have to worry about, I'm not going to have to put it somewhere. I can just assume it's here. To 16. And of course, you know, you already get the drill. You already get how that happens. You can just see it. You can just see that. So that was how I tested that little corner case. And I made this test so I could make sure that my sprite viewer was precise. Alright, now this next case is the third one, and this is when I was testing the vertical exception. And what happens is I have no tiles in this bottom row, so this whole thing is blank, and that becomes the top, and that's why we never see the bottom. And I have no problem doing that as well. So let's make another new layer here. Alright, so I just started at the bottom. Now we're here. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, basically these sprites were just blank. And then we got the top of the Mario here, because if you recall correctly, the Mario sprite begins at tile 0. And then we finish this and this. And then technically there's the rest of Mario here, but we don't ever get there. And that's why we have that malformed one on this guy. Now, lastly, we have the end bit is set, so now we're in a separate sprite table, which I have uploaded a Mario sprite to. And this time we're using FE. I want to demonstrate how this works. This is the coolest one, I think. Alright, so yep, we're in another sprite table. And we don't have to worry about wrapping into another sprite table. I already told you how that doesn't really matter. We started at FE. One, two, three, four. Okay, so sweet. So we start here at FE. Then we go here. We do the horizontal wrap rule onto the beginning of the same row. Finish. Now when we go down a row, we reset to the beginning of that sprite table, wherever that may be. You'd have to compute that. And then we start all over again. Since there's no more vertical rule, we can just go down a row and we do the horizontal wrap rule. And just like that, that is how the last sprite was assembled perfectly. Alrighty. So that's that. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. I thought it was nice to be able to demonstrate exactly what's going on here visually. So yeah, take care everyone. This is Baz signing out.